This is Hip Hop Movie Club, the show for serious hip hop fans who want to deepen their cultural knowledge. We are longtime hip hop fans who have watched over 75 hip hop themed films, and in this episode, we'll answer this question: was Drumline way more hip hop than we thought? We'll give you a quick snapshot about this film, talk about where it fits in the hip hop canon, a few fun facts, what kind of impact this film had, and what fans said about this movie. I'm Dino Wright, filmmaker, designer, and I'm passing the mic to JB.
I'm JB, 80s and 90s nostalgia junkie, longtime hip hop fan. And once again, back is the incredible Boogie.
Yes, sir. I'm Boogie, a DJ and longtime hip hop fan, and we are the Hip Hop Movie Club.
Hey.
Drumline is about a talented but cocky drummer from New York City who gets a scholarship to a prestigious HBCU where he clashes with his rigid band leader. Devon has the raw talent to revolutionize their sound, but first he'll have to learn that one man is only as good as the band around him. It's Friday Night Lights meets Step Up with drumsticks, where halftime is game time. Here we go. So, with some key cast and director notes with this film here. Charles Stone III, it was his feature film directorial debut. And the funny thing I read about, he gained attention from directing Budweiser's What's Up commercials.
Tribe Called Quest videos.
Well, yes. Can't forget that. But yeah, he brought a lot of authentic visual energy to the marching band culture, and a great shout out to HBCUs and their history with drum majors and their talents. Of course, we see Nick Cannon as Devon Miles, Zoe Saldana early in her career before she became blue and then green, as I like to say.
Yeah.
And Avatar and Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, it was really cool.
My man, I think one of my favorite characters in this movie was portrayed by Orlando Jones. I mean, he was fresh. Dr. Lee. He was fresh off of those.
Make 7 up yours. Make 7 up yours.
But this was a standout performance from Orlando Jones. I'll get into that a little bit later. Yeah, we have Jason Weaver, who many might recognize and many might not recognize, was the voice of young Simba in the Disney classic The Lion King. And he played a young Michael Jackson in 1992's The Jackson's American Dream. Yeah, that's my man right there. And I got some tidbits about him later on, too.
And Leonard Roberts plays Sean Taylor, the section leader, who also clashes with Devon.
Yeah, and Afemi Omelami plays President Wagner, who has good intentions, but he's somewhat of a thorn in Dr. Lee's side. I mean, funny guy, too. He's actually a really funny comedian, J. Anthony Brown, who played Mr. Wade. I remember him from Def Comedy Jam days back in the day and the Tom Joyner Morning Show. But yeah, he was the...
Yes, that's why I remember him.
Yeah.
Tom Joyner Show.
He was the arch.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, man. But he was good in this. He was like the arch nemesis. Yes. The arch nemesis of Dr. Lee.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Drumline, obviously we're a hip hop movie club. We talk about hip hop films and the different elements of hip hop and such. Where does this film fit in the hip hop film canon? What are the elements and things that we see? And, in reviewing this film, it's really a unique space because it celebrates Black excellence and HBCU culture rather than focusing on street life, as a lot of the films do. A lot of people don't know as much about it. I don't think it's top of mind when you think about hip hop culture. Like I said, we see all the elements there, but it's kind of a little bit underrated.
Yeah, this movie, it's not really about hip hop, but the components that make the elements of hip hop is what makes this a hip hop movie. And people didn't realize it at the time, but you do have, instead of rap battles, you have drum battles. And there's a step battle in this as well, which very much brought me back to the house party. And you have the up and coming, not rapper, but this drummer, same kind of thing. And this is in a nice little continuum. Painful comes out in October of this year. 8 Mile comes out in November, and then Drumline comes out in December. It's quite a run. Charles Stone III has 2 of those movies. Brown Sugar is also in October, so there's a nice little thing about hip hop. But Drumline's not about hip hop, but it is hip hop in that way. You have P.D. Pablo. I mean, the automatic. Anything P.D. Pablo does is hip hop, right?
I mean, we can even say, Nick Cannon's got songs out. He's got albums. Like
he started out as a rapper, so
he's got albums out.
He's got albums out. T.I. was supposed to play Devon Miles, and he wound up not doing it.
That would have been interesting.
It comes down to like black excellence and black culture, and that's a lot about what hip hop is achieving those, that level of mastery at your craft, and that's but he's doing it in the form of a drumline.
And it definitely reflected the fashion in hip hop at the time, the baggy, oversized stuff. It had its moment in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the drum cadences are basically break beats. You got not break dancing, but you have the dancing that the Zoe Saldana character does, and classically trained dancer, but not in this style. So that was a change for her. But looked good to me.
Yeah,
they were dancing more in a modern dance manner.
Right.
Yeah, something like you would see at like an Alvin Ailey performance or something.
Sure.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, this was marketed as a teen kind of up and coming story. It was reviewed as a sports drama, so you don't really talk about hip hop then. But the mainstreaming of hip hop happens as part of this. This is part of the mainstreaming of hip hop at that time.
Yeah. You can't deny hip hop. It's going to find its way in if it's there.
Definitely there. I mean, this is a story about black culture. Like Barbershop, wasn't really a hip hop movie, but one, it showed everyday black life, and two, which hip hop talks about everyday black life in certain ways. And Barbershop had hip hop elements, even though it wasn't really a hip hop movie. It had the Ice Cube, but that was beside the point almost. So
right,
yeah.
In that same similar way, this is a hip hop movie.
Absolutely.
The soundtrack was really perfect for that era, the 2000s R&B and hip hop time capsule, celebrating HBCU culture. So there was Alicia Keys was on it, Monica, Happy Roots, Trick Daddy.
I didn't listen to the soundtrack until my mom picked it up. Yeah, when she bought the soundtrack, I was like, "Oh shoot, got the Drumline soundtrack." And I used to listen to it. Like she used to have it in the minivan. I'd be riding around listening to the Drumline soundtrack. And I think the coolest thing about the soundtrack is that it actually had the band battles on the soundtrack. I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool."
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that song, that Been Away song by Q the Kid with Jermaine Dupri. I love that Jackson 5 sample on that song. I love that. And the Uh-Oh by Monica, that Blowing Me Up by JC Chazé. I Want a Girl like Joe and Jadakiss. I love those songs. I listen to those songs a lot. I'm like, oh, these are pretty cool.
Nick Cannon has his own track, I'm Scared of You, on there.
Yeah.
And Too Short and Bun B were on there too. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think the only thing that was missing, like they should have had, like they could have put some of the other songs like that, In the Stone by Earth, Wind and Fire. I love that song, but I do like how they showed it and they had the band actually playing it during the halftime performance. And I Want You Back. Like, I'm like, come on, God. I guess maybe they couldn't get clearance on it. I don't know. Because there's different clearances between having it in the score and having it on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Those two songs on the soundtrack would have been perfect. I'm like, all right, you know what? Now we got the old to the new.
Yeah.
As Dr. Lee liked to put it.
Yes. I had trouble, like, he was really good, Orlando Jones, on this, but like I still used him as a comedic actor, so I'm waiting for him to like do something really funny. But even his Beavis and Blackhead line was really good.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be funny, but that was cracking. I typed that out like that. We got to mention that.
So, Boogie, you want to mention Dallas Austin? Because we were talking before the show about this, him being the inspiration for.
He was a producer, like he was producing for some big acts at the time, R&B and hip hop related, had a lot of hit songs on the radio. He was also the executive producer for the movie, and he was music producer for the movie as well. But draw some inspiration from him in his roots before he got into production. But yeah, I think it was good. I mean, I knew about Dallas Austin obviously from DJing, because when you look at labels, you see the names on them and stuff. I didn't realize that this was really about him until like I said, many, many years later.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's like the light bulb went off.
He produced songs for Boyz II Men, TLC, and Madonna, among others.
Yeah.
Grammy Award-winning producer. But yeah, he was in the Drumline, and so it was like how his musical career began in the high school Drumline. And Nick Cannon was really dedicated to the role. Apparently, he practiced for hours and hours and intensely.
He did his own drumming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for
I was impressed. Yeah.
Except for the close-ups, but Hey, it's good.
Yeah.
He's a talented dude.
Yep.
We talked about filming location down in Atlanta at some of these HBCUs. Big cameo. I got the shout out. You probably saw at the Georgia Dome. The late great Stuart Scott who called the event.
Booyah!
That was fun.
Cooler than the other side of the pillow. Whenever I see Stuart Scott, I get nostalgic.
Yeah,
he was amazing. Yeah. And Blue Cantrell sang the national anthem at the competition.
Yeah, Miss Hit 'em Up style.
That's right. And then 106 in Park host AJ and Free were the MCs.
Yes. Yeah, man. Shout out to AJ. AJ went to high school block from me.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He went to St. Benedict's in Newark. See that cat.
And P.D. Pablo comes out in the Bentley. And that was kind of a bizarre performance because, he wasn't showing off his rapping chops. It was more like he was R&B, like trying to be a soul singer. And it was an odd performance.
Yeah. I always look at it. I'm like, you know what? The only reason they tied with A&T is because they had P.D. Pablo in it, because the overall performance, A&T's overall performance was way better.
That's right. Yeah,
they just got in by using P.D. Pablo. If P.D. Pablo wasn't there, it would have been no drumline battle at the end. But I get it. You got to make the movie. You got to make the movie. Got to make the movie make it.
Yeah.
Got to bend it with the drumline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to take a quick second though. Like we was talking about Orlando Jones. I think he had the standout performance in the movie. But I love the way his character, they made his main priorities were musicianship and education and not necessarily winning the BET Classic. And there were several points where he was almost like a father figure. Like his conversation with Devon, when he found out that Devon couldn't read the music. And he was, saying, hey, look, you want to over prioritize the wrong thing. Like, yeah, you're good, but at what cost? Like, you want to have integrity behind it. You want to have the full picture, not just be good. You want to be excellent. Like, you want to have the full range, like not just playing music, but being able to read it as well. I admired that. And then there's also the scene with him, the one scene where he was directing the band after President Wagner made him put Devon back on the line. And they were playing the Coming to America theme from when the King arrived, and he was really into it without saying any words. Like the intensity in that scene, it was just like, wow. So I was kind of like, wow, okay, Mr. Jones, I see your work. You could see the emotional toll it was taking on him because he was going against what he believed, but he still had to do it. Almost tap dance for President Wagner to get the funding. Yeah. And I like how he explained to Sean that one point where Sean approached him and said, hey, I was thinking about maybe we keep the drumline at 9 instead of replacing Devon. He kind of schooled him. Sean was telling him, hey, remember when I made you section lead and you had the doubts in yourself, but you still had the passion and the drive to want to do better? He said, I feel somewhere along the way you lost that. And it's like, I don't know if it was with Devon or what, but you need to get that back. And I think that was the spark that made Sean want to approach Devon and embrace him and kind of bring him back into the fold. And there was the other one when after they decided to use the Devon and Sean collaborative piece for the classic, and he was talking to the students and say, hey, I'm here to teach you, but I think this time around I'll learn from you guys. And it was like, wow. It's like I got kind of emotional listening to that. Like, that's kind of what it's all about. It's like meeting them where they are, and and the inspirational speech that he gave them right before they went out. He's like, in this moment, yeah, we want to win, but in this moment, look around you and enjoy playing with your peers. Because that's what it's all about, being excellent together, that one band, one sound.
That's
And it's funny that one band, one sound. Like I have a group of friends that I hang out with. We say that all the time. Like I literally just said it on Thanksgiving.
What's the concept?
I love Orlando Jones in this though. It was great.
So the impact and legacy of this film, I think it becomes a cult classic because you have hordes of people that love the film. I read that a lot of HBCUs were using this as like a recruiting tool because it glorified the marching bands and the drum lines. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, their enrollment's been up. The participation in the marching bands went up after this. There were a lot of testimonials from marching band members that Drumline was the reason they went to an HBCU for the experience of being in a marching band.
Yeah.
we're talking about HBCUs, and of course, this takes place at a fictional Atlanta A&T. But I think some of our listeners might not understand what we're saying when we say HBCUs. HBCUs are historically Black colleges and universities. They're institutions of higher learning or higher education in the United States, founded prior to 1964, primarily for African American students with the purpose of providing them who are largely prevented due to racial discrimination from attending established colleges or universities, and giving them the basic education and training to become teachers or tradesmen. The term was basically created by the Higher Education Act of 1965, which expanded federal funding for colleges and universities. And the very first HBCU in the country was Cheney. It started off, I forgot the original name, but it actually became Cheney University. And the second was University of DC, and the third was Lincoln University. They started off primarily in Ohio and Pennsylvania, but then they started expanding throughout the South. But that's primarily, when the HBCUs, for the listeners, viewers, that's what we're referring to.
Yeah, thanks for that breakdown. That's good knowledge for listeners. But there's some other similar movies that bring the competitive dance culture, performance culture, like Stomp the Yard, You Got Served, which we did cover, Bring It On. So these are kind of like fun movies because you get to cheer on these younger crowds, see the competitive nature. Yeah, they're just enjoyable and inspiring.
I think the first thing I noticed about this movie, and I was like, man, this is pretty accurate. During Devon's high school graduation, the band played I Believe I Can Fly. And I remember, and it's funny because I remember at that time, I mean, every school in the inner city, from elementary to high school, they were playing that song in some rendition or making them sing it or something.
Yeah.
So watching it, watching this movie now, over 20 years later, and seeing that scene, I'm like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
It's so accurate.
You couldn't get away from it then.
Because I remember back when I graduated from, I think I was like middle school. I think that at the time it was when Lean on Me was out, the Joe Clark East Side movie.
Yeah.
So everybody was singing Lean on Me.
Yep.
Some random rendition of Lean on Me. I think prior to that, it was, That's What Friends Are For. It was like some kind of inspirational uplifting song.
Right. That's like the end of the night, you hear that song. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny when I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, it's a fictional HBCU, I think it was pretty accurately portrayed. I mean, there were some parts that were probably a little glossed over, but you did see Greek life portrayed, the importance of the bands and football halftime. Even though the BET Big Southern Classic is a fictional competition, there were similar competitions that go on. It's like right now, I think the current one is the Honda Battle of the Bands. The difference is that the Big Southern Classic picked out a clear-cut winner, whereas the HBOB is just a showcase and doesn't declare a winner. And I remember back in the day as a kid watching a lot of the HBCU football games on BET and seeing the actual bands play. So I think the only thing that was probably different was like some of the band performances in the movie were much shorter. Even like the party scenes when they're in like the clubs, the house party. She said it was a Sigma party. Like it was very accurate. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. It's like you said, it's a definite recruiting tool. Kind of like I remember when like high school ages for me was like a different world. Fictional Hillman College was a fictional HBCU, but it did the same thing. It spiked enrollment. I mean, even if you didn't go to HBCU, it made you want to go to college, period. And I think that this was a good one in that sense as well. The band camp, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's probably much more intense than they put on film, but
yeah. It is PG-13, so they got to keep it a little bit on a low boil.
Some people say that the real band camps were more intense than even this one because it's grueling training, military style discipline. So it was accurate in terms of like these kids were suffering.
Yeah.
And had to fall into place.
Had to ice their thighs after, doing squats against the wall, running up and down bleacher stands. I'm like, I used to do that in high school. So I know that was accurate.
You don't get military precision for that military training.
Yeah. And you got to have endurance and stamina. You're out there performing. You got to carry instruments at the same time.
And carry instruments. You're playing the bass drum? Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading that critics said that this was really authentic, and the folks that were really in Drumlines and HBCUs said it was authentic, and they actually mixed real HBCU drummers in with the trained actors to achieve the authenticity.
Real members of Morris Brown College Band.
Morris Brown's that was a rival school. That's a true HBCU.
It's an actual HBCU.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they filmed it at Morris Brown and Clark Atlanta. So
yeah.
Definitely for real.
They featured Grambling State's Tiger Marching Band and Bethune-Cookman's Marching Wildcats as well.
Yep, they were there too. Yep.
And Clark Atlanta's band was in there. They were the ones I think they did. They played "Waiting for Tonight." Yeah. I think that's Clark Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it got mostly positive reviews because of the authenticity and again popularizing HBCUs. Dynamite, what were the critics? What does it say on Rotten Tomatoes and other ratings?
So the critics loved it. For the most part, 81% on the tomato meter. Roger Ebert gave it 3 out of 4 stars. He thought it was good, clean fun. The popcorn meter was lower. It was 70%. So the people were like, I think the people were happy with and entertained by the drumline performances. I mean, who couldn't be? Right. They were amazing. But the plot is kind of formulaic, and I personally didn't really understand Devon's motivations. He's just sort of like this cocky drummer, prodigy type. I was looking for a little more, but otherwise, people did enjoy the film a lot. And it did quite well, making its money and then some back in box office.
Yeah, I think the film, Devon, Nick Cannon, and also, there was some moments they had the kissing between Nick Cannon and Zoe Saldana. Those elements, they were all nominated for like Black Reel Awards, Motion Picture Sound Editors Awards, USA MTV Movie Awards, NAACP Image Awards, Phoenix Film Critics Society Awards, and Teen Choice Awards. All were in 2003. The movie got nominations for awards, so
people enjoyed this movie.
People enjoyed it. Yeah, people enjoyed it.
Devon had a bit of a chip on his shoulder. In the beginning, you see how his father wasn't present for him most of his life, and then he shows up and saying, "Check this out. No thanks to you, but I got a scholarship." And all the stuff. Then his father comes back into the life a little bit, sending him the old tapes of
the foundations of hip hop are soul, jazz, R&B, and Dad comes through with that at least.
He came through with that at least as a gift. So that
I thought it was funny that he went to his workplace and said, "I don't have a bunch of kids running around," and now he does.
The irony.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. How do we make it this far without any jokes about Nick Cannon's whole litter of?
I had to count. It was 11 kids. 12. One passed away very tragically.
Yeah, one passed away.
11 kids. He's like, baby.
That boy got a litter.
Robin Harris would have had a field day with this.
Ooh-wee.
Oh man,
I got jokes, but I'm not even going to say them. I'm going to keep it PG-13.
PG-13.
Oh,
this was
man.
Mr. Mariah Carey for a bit. Hot second.
Yeah.
Ooh, good for him.
Yep. Got to say the
twins
with Mr. Mariah.
Good for him. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think T.I. in this role would have been way different.
Yeah, it would have been different. Absolutely.
Way different. Yeah, I think they did the right thing. By the way, Tina Gordon Chisholm co-wrote this and wrote the ATL screenplay, so there is a very solid T.I. connection there. I mean, it's all not dirty.
Right.
It's all good. There's your connection.
Nice. The one thing I did appreciate though, they actually used my name, Kappa Kappa Psi.
Yeah.
Which is the National Honorary Band Fraternity Incorporated. I was like, that's pretty cool. They actually used them. They didn't create a fictional band fraternity. They used the actual name of the actual one. I was like, oh, that's cool. But
the Sigma Alpha Psi is like a National Leadership Honor Society, not a sorority. So that was kind of funny. Right. I mean, could you really pick between deltas or AKA? Like, I'm staying out of this one.
In the one party scene, I did notice there was a guy in the back had a Q-Dog hat on. I was like, oh, look at there's a Q-Dog in the background. He had a Q-Dog Scully on.
I just want to go around the room and rate the film in terms of Drumline. Boogie, would you bring this funky flick back or leave it in the vault?
You already know I'm bringing this funky flick back. I know the worst to this movie. There's no way I can lock this one in the vault. It's ingrained in my soul right now. Got 20-something years in with this movie. We ride now till the wheels fall off.
Dino Right, how about yourself? Drumline, bring that funky flick back or leave it in the vault?
I'm bringing this funky flick back.
With the drumsticks. Nice. I'll make it unanimous. I will bring the funky flick back. I don't think I go back to it that often, but again, it had a lot of authenticity. It did a lot for HBCUs, and for that, it's super valuable. And
band geeks are cool, man. Band geeks are cool.
You can't watch it all the time, but yeah. Like
hey,
once every now and then is good.
Cadences, the performances. Drumline's on. I'm watching that.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
We got to add to, when it's on syndication, add to Jason Weaver's syndicated pocket. Oh, you know about Jason Weaver real quick? Can I talk about Jason Weaver real quick? I mentioned that he was the voice of Simba in The Lion King. Do you know the story about this dude? Disney offered to pay him $2 million for his role as Simba in The Lion King, and his mother turned it down and negotiated for him to get $100,000 up front with lifetime royalties.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do you understand how paid this man is from playing Simba?
He's so paid. He's so paid.
When I read that, I was like, "Oh my god!"
I've seen Lion King 3 times, 4 times. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I think I saw the Lion King about 2 or 3 times in like a span of a month in my freshman year in Rider. We watched it all the time.
It was on all the time, and it's on in theater and everything.
Yeah, man. And then that's crazy, though. I was like, wow. And he was also in ATL, so
doing well.
But yeah,
doing well.
That one. All it takes is one breakout role and one negotiated contract.
Yeah, I just look it up. Jason Weaver, Lion King royalties comes right up. I mean, that's
smart, very smart,
very smart.
So paid. Thanks for tuning into the Hip Hop Movie Club show. I'm Dino Wright, filmmaker, designer, longtime hip hop fan, and I'm not a very good drummer, but I have a good time with it.
I'm JB, 80s and 90s nostalgia junkie, longtime hip hop fan, and I tried to play 2 musical instruments in elementary school, the violin and the trombone, and I just wasn't good at either.
It's funny. I used to play the violin very briefly. I think I stopped playing when I was maybe like 5, but I was learning when I was younger. And I played the drums for a little while in 3rd and 4th grade. But once again, I'm Boogie, a DJ, longtime hip-hop fan. And as I mentioned before, I remember seeing Drumline in theaters when it was released. Probably like the first week it was released, too.
You're early on the Nick Cannon.
Yes, sir.
Next week, a deep dive into the most recognizable hip-hop holiday song, Run DMC's Christmas in Hollis.
And remember, don't hate, originate.
The originators. Yes.